Hello and welcome back. We are nearly there building our 10k green potion build. So I've got this all working. It is stably producing, sorry about that buzz, it is stably producing plates. Okay. I've no idea why the production rates just stepped up. But anyway, we're exceeding the 7, which is the important thing. It looks like we may still have a couple of extra smelters. The gear machines don't need to be working full time, which is kind of part of the issue. And they are nicely buffered up with plate. I'm thinking I should probably reduce the buffer size on these massively. But anyway, this appears to be working. So at some point we'll revisit this, maybe take out 1, perhaps 2 smelters. What I did was put an extra steel smelter in the middle of this build, which then made both of these 11 wide. Let's just check it is 11, because I can't be trusted to count apparently. Yeah, 11 wide. So then this is now much more symmetrical. We need this to be slightly wider because it's got to hit the belt machines down at the bottom, but this is basically working. Okay, so at some point I will revisit this and see if we can prune out a couple of the smelters. I've got a feeling we can remove 2 with everything still working. But there we are, this is working. So the next thing to do is to fire up the central build. Okay. And let's start off with lots of bots. There we go. Okay. Right, and we have a little bit of work to do. So remove that box, and that box, and that, and that, and that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the 6 arm builds dealt with. Then we have the belt builds. Okay, they're still capped. Let's check the other one's capped as well. There we are. Okay, it's quite important that these are capped. We have to have 2 arms coming out. Each crafting cycle for belt, it makes 2 belts, which is why we need 2 stack inserters emptying. For the arms, each cycle produces 1 arm. There we are. Okay, so this is now running. And okay, I think 1 stack is not enough. Let's go for 4 stacks. The issue here is we always need enough in here so that we can supply the things out. Right, so this is capped. Let's go for 4 stacks for this as well. Okay, this is behaving like a lot of the chests are not set. Which they're not. Okay. Okay, so it looks like the production was capped, but the requests weren't set. I have no idea why that was. This is the sort of thing where there's no substitute to running the build. There's the odd one here and there which seem to have the request set. Okay, let's start setting these up here. Okay, then we have the normal thing when everything needs to start buffering up. Whoops. Yeah. All right, and what's this set to? Okay. Yeah, that's set to 40. Okay, so we've set all the requests, and we now see lots of green lights down here, lots of green lights up here. And production is at 10K. Okay, I will believe it when that has been maintained for a little bit. But it looks like we may have a 10K green science build. Okay, it's maintained for half a minute. And there we are, 10K. We have a 10K green science build. Okay, and the FPS UPS is about as high as I ever get it. Yep, so it's up there, 55, 57, 58. That's as high as it ever runs on this machine. I think because I'm running 4K, it's on Linux, and the graphics drivers just, yeah, don't play particularly nicely. And I'm running an AMD chip, which again isn't ideal. I think this game's optimized for Intel. Okay, so we are bringing in copper and iron ore down here. This is all working. Oh, there we are. There's our first train of science potions going. In this comes. And there we are. We've managed to hand over the trains correctly. That is really cool. So this is running stably at 10K. All right, there's a bit of tuning I would like to do to this. The first thing is, right. So there appear to be two iron smelters, which aren't required in this build, and maybe a couple of copper smelters. So I would like to trim those off. The other thing I'd like to do is, where are the gear builds? Ah, down there. Okay, so these gear builds have really massive buffers on them. Yeah, and I don't think we need it buffers anything like this big. So it's 885. I think let's attempt to set this buffer to 200. Okay, there and there. There, there. There and there. There and there. Okay. Because this is a really small network, we should be fine. So this is starting to chew through those plates. Once it gets down below 200, then it should start getting deliveries again. In the meantime, there'll be lots of smelters which don't have anywhere to put their plates out. But that should only be a transient issue because we've set our buffers on the smelters to 1 stack. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, are we there? Right, we're now into, it's now being supplied again. Great. Okay, so I would like to do the same thing here as well. There you are, so we'll let that run out. Now if we come down here, we're still stably at 10k. And I should probably let this run for a few minutes just to make sure that we have... Okay, so that's nice and low. Nothing's bothering coming to this end smelter. Okay, so what I would like to do is take out this and this. Now, we are now technically producing less plates than we need to drive all the machines in this area. However, some of these machines in this area don't need to be running at full speed. So for example, our green circuit builds don't need to be running at full speed. Okay. So we are still at 10k. We're still... Okay, the arms are now at 6.8, 6.9, 7.1. So we're back up to 7.1. Don't need to see green circuit production. Okay, in a moment, if we keep producing arms slightly too slowly, our science rate will drop. And are we there yet? We need to be producing arms at 7.1. We seem to be producing them at 7.0. Well, we're just going to have to let this run. Hate running through trains. Okay, this build here is going well. Let's check that the... Yeah, those are now well down. And I think... Let's have a look. Right, so these are basically full, these gear machines. And this is fine. This is running at full speed. Ah, it's not quite. Okay. Ah, very slightly ran out of things. Okay, which is weird because we have spare plates up here. Alright, how are we doing now? We're still at 10k. So, however things are working out, over time they are working. So I'm going to call this build. I'm going to say this build is working. If we head down here... Yeah, there's no sign of machines being starved down here, even though we've taken out 2 of the iron smelters. And I've got a suspicion we can take out 2 of the copper smelters as well. So let's take out the middle 2. Those ones. Okay, so taking out those smelters hasn't affected production rate at all. It's absolutely dead level. But I still feel that we should be getting more arms made. Back to 10 minutes. So the plates are good, the arms are not. We need more production here. Right, more of the smelters are red now, fewer are orange, so I think we did the right thing taking out one of the copper smelters. Let's go look at the arm machine. Okay, so it's stalling on plates. Not because it lacks plates. It's just an arms sinking thing. Well, I think this is basically working. So I'm going to call this The numbers don't entirely add up, but it all seems to be averaging out in the end. So I'm going to leave this here. This is our green build. We will save the green build. The next build to start on is the blue science, and that will be next time. Until then, thanks very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.